Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan on a Piney podcast. First up, beer virus news, of course. Like 560 cases, something like that. Um, you know, Nothing else is going on. And here's a picture of Tyrant Phil Murphy. As you can see, he looks totally lost. But he announced plans on how they're going to open the schools. Oh, wait till you hear this. Here are the main rules and guidelines designed to protect students and staff in the classroom. Now imagine you being in school having to deal with this. Face coverings are required for teachers, staff, and visitors. Well, duh. They're the oldest people in the building. Of course they should have masks on. Students are strongly encouraged to wear masks. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, they're strongly encouraged. Good luck. Good luck getting the mask on those little monsters. They don't listen to you now. You think you're going to get them to wear a mask? Oh, good luck. I guess you can scare the crap out of them, and they might. Students are strongly encouraged to wear masks, but they must wear them if they can't maintain 6 feet of distance. How are you going to... Have you ever been in a classroom? There's like 35 kids jammed into these classrooms, Phil. They can't possibly be 6 feet apart. The classroom would have to be the size of the gym. Face coverings should not be worn if they present a risk to a person's health. That seems counterintuitive considering that the mask is supposed to be saving a person's health, but I'm not sure. I guess you mean people with problems with breathing. I really don't think they should be in school, Phil. Disinfecting and hand washing procedures must be established for buildings and buses. What does that mean? The buildings and buses don't have hands. You worded that improperly. Students should be placed 6 feet apart. They're not chairs, Phil. They're students. They're not going to stay 6 feet apart. Barriers should be installed and desks should face in one direction if distance rules can't be followed. It seems like you really should just let the students be at home on the laptop. When weather allows, windows should be open to allow for greater air circulation if air conditioning isn't available. If air conditioning isn't available, well, do you think people who go to school with no air conditioning, and I was one of those people, do you think we keep the windows closed on a hot day, Phil? It doesn't make any sense. Greater air circulation is the goal. You should try to keep the windows open for most of the year, even in the cooler months. If air conditioning isn't available, I guess you're saying close the windows if you got air. Is that what you're saying? I don't know why you got to say it that way. Use of shared objects such as pencils, crayons, and paper should be limited. Yeah, I'm sure the kids will listen. Kids, they just love rules. They love them. Oh, they can't get enough of rules, Phil. Reading circles will be prohibited. Okay. I guess the thinking is they're all breathing at each other, and that's why you're getting rid of the reading circles. Seems an odd way to word it. I think there would have been a better way to word that. It sounds like you're discouraging them from reading. School districts should protect staff and students who are at higher risk for severe illness, such as providing options for telework and virtual learning. Well, why not just let the kids stay home then? If you're so worried about this, why even open the schools? You already had them doing the virtual work. Just continue doing that for a while till there's a vaccine. That would make more sense. Save you more money. Here are the main rules and guidelines designed to protect students and staff on buses. Oh, okay. If social distance can't be maintained on buses, well, duh, they can't be. Have you been on a bus? What? Who wrote this? If social distancing can't be maintained on buses, then drivers must ensure students wear face coverings. Oh, yeah. Oh, if there's anybody in the school system that students listen to, it's the bus driver. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Totally listening to the bus driver back in the day. Are you trying to get all these bus drivers to snap? I mean, seriously? I haven't been on a school bus in a while, but it was pretty much a jungle. It was scary on my bus. And I went to a halfway decent school. Windows on the buses should be open if possible. Well, of course. They usually are anyway. School buses and other vehicles used to transport students at least daily should be cleaned, disinfected, preferably between routes. Well, yeah, sure. That's the main thing you need to do, Phil. They should wear their mask and you should clean the bus and disinfect it. Of course. It's a no-brainer. Bus arrival and drop-off times or locations should be staggered, or other protocols should be established to limit contact between people and direct contact with parents as much as possible. They're kind of staggered anyway. I mean, again, have you been on these buses? They're full to the brim. The classes are staggered so you could reuse the buses. The buses that go to the junior high, you go to the senior high, go to the grammar school. I mean, do you even know? Do you know, Phil? Have you been to school? Here are the main rules and guidelines designed to deal with... Man, the copy on this is terrible. The word to deal with students and staff who show symptoms. Students and staff with symptoms related to the beer virus must be safely and respectfully isolated from others. How are you going to do that? How exactly does... Respectfully, what does that mean? Respectfully. Do you really think anybody's going to go, hey, a-hole, I think you're sick. Get the F out of here. Nobody's going to do that. It's so weird. And when you say isolated, so does that mean the sick kids can still go to school? That seems stupid. You should send them home. Screening policies must be established for students and staff if they have symptoms or have been exposed to the beer virus. See more rules below. Jesus. I guess you could take the test, but that takes a little while. Screening can include temperature checks. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. The Chinese did it. It didn't work. That's how the disease spread. They were screening people at the airport with the temperature gun. It didn't work. You dummy. You can have a temperature and not have the beer virus, or you can have no temperature and have the beer virus. Why would you bother? Stupid. Here are the main rules and guidelines designed to protect students and staff during meal times, physical education classes, and recess. Meal times must be staggered to allow for social distancing and shared cafeterias. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you can stagger them, Phil. I mean, people got to eat around lunch. They're already staggered. Again, have you been to a school? I know, doggy. No self-service or buffets allowed. Okay, good. Grab-and-go meals are allowed. Good. Recess must be staggered. Again, same deal. Schools should consider closing locker rooms. I don't know how you're going to have gym without a locker room, but how are these kids going to play? I mean, if they change for gym. Playground equipment must be disinfected between groups. That sounds tough, but that sounds kind of necessary. Although outside in the sun, the virus doesn't survive. So that is a bit overkill, but I could see it. I mean, that's at least doable. School districts should encourage students to wear comfortable clothing and safe footwear to school so they can participate in physical education classes without needing to change. Well, okay, so I guess we're getting rid of gym shorts. Fine. When I was in school, I'd be all for that. All extracurricular activities must comply with applicable social distancing requirements and hygiene protocol. Okay. Not sure. So, I mean, you can't play dodgeball then? Or you can't play certain things because you're too close together? Is that what you're saying? Or you just got to do all this other stuff? Here are the main rules and guidelines designed to protect students and staff, encouraging them to use hand sanitizer. What, doggy? I'm doing a thing. Doing a Piney podcast, babe. Yeah, I pet you. I love you. Yes, you're a good dog. Hand sanitizing stations with alcohol-based hand sanitizers should be located. Come here. Come over here. Okay. Now you're included. Hand sanitizing stations with alcohol-based hand sanitizers should be located in each classroom at all entrances and exits of the building near lunchroom and toilets. Yeah, okay. Children ages 5 and younger should be supervised when using hand sanitizer. I guess they know how to wash their hands. I've seen that's basically the only thing they know how to do is wash their hands. I don't know if you want to stand next to them. I mean, that's not social distancing, but whatever. Students should wash hands for at least 20 seconds at regular intervals, including before eating, after using the bathroom, and blowing their nose, coughing, and sneezing. They already teach them that. They already used to teach them this. I mean, now you just got to be more strict about it. School district reopening plans should include providing physical guides, such as tape on floors or sidewalks and signs on walls to help ensure the staff and students remain 6 feet apart. Here is how districts should deal with contact tracing. Oh my God. This just never ends. If a school district becomes aware a person who has spent time in a district facility tests positive for the beer virus, district officials must immediately notify the health officials, staff, and families of a confirmed case while maintaining confidentiality. Okay, so basically, the moment one person in the school gets the beer virus, you're just going to call everybody and say, someone got the beer virus at the school. We can't tell you who, but get yourself checked. So then hundreds of people will have to get checked. Okay? All school district administrators, school safety specialists, counselors, and any other staff deemed appropriate by the school district should be provided with information regarding the role of contact tracing and keeping school communities safe from the spread of the contagious disease. Yeah, I don't know what you're going to do here, Phil. This seems very unrealistic. So let's say someone has the beer virus and they've been in contact with their kids, and then their kids come to school. Do they get told then? I mean, they got the beer virus. They're living in the house. They can't live somewhere else. The family member's going to isolate, obviously, but I don't think this is going to work. It's just not going to work. You know, the family member can only isolate so much. What if you're in a single parent household and the parent gets sick? You know, the parent and you got young kids. They can't not drive them to school and make their dinners. You're going to have to quarantine the entire family for 14 days. And then what if they're sick for a month? You shouldn't send the schools. If you're really that worried about the disease, you should keep people at home. You should just keep letting them learn over the laptop. School districts should collaborate with local health department and engage their school nurses to develop contact tracing policies and procedures, as well as educate the broader school community about the importance of contact tracing. No, there's no importance of contact tracing. Yeah. What are you going to teach them? Snitch? Did you see someone cough? Tell the nurse. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. 2-week incubation period, dummy. For 2 weeks, a kid will be at school. He won't have any symptoms. He won't have a fever. He will just come in and spread the disease. And then 2 weeks later, while he's home sick, after he gets tested, you'll have an outbreak all over the school. And by then, you'll be 2 weeks in and it'll be too late. Everybody in the school will have it. Except for the people who kept their mask on and kept distancing. So I guess not everybody, but you will have an outbreak. I mean, unless you already have herd immunity, and then you won't. Students and employees may be asked to leave or not to come in school if they test positive for the beer virus or exhibit one or more of these symptoms. Okay, so one or more of these symptoms, and out the door they go. Fever of 100 degrees or greater. Yeah, okay. Cough? No. You can't kick somebody out of school for coughing. People cough all the time. Shortness of breath or difficulty breathing? Yes. Chills? Maybe. Repeated shaking with chills? Absolutely. Muscle pain? I don't know about muscle pain. Headache? Maybe. Sore throat? Yeah, I'd say they're sick. New loss of taste or smell? I'd never heard of that one, but okay. Yeah, that sounds serious. Fatigue? You're going to have a lot of kids calling out of school with that one. Congestion or runny nose? Yeah, sure. Nausea or vomiting? Yeah, I would assume that would be one. Diarrhea? Yeah. Although it could just be something they ate, but one day, sure. If a student or staff gets sick, school physicians or nurses should be utilized in addressing the needs of the students. Oh man, there's so many rules here. How long does this go on? Jesus. It just goes on forever. More rules. I mean, doesn't school sound fun, kids? Oh, I bet you can't wait to get to school now. Wearing masks and staying away from people and getting yelled at for all these new rules. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun learning. Learning about how you have to be sheep in the system. In the government system, doggy. God, this sounds like a nightmare. Ugh. Everything's going to be about the stupid virus until this election's over. Jesus. I just can't. I'm so glad I'm not substitute teaching anymore. This sounds like a damn nightmare.